Hello and welcome to Food with Life. I am your host Chapatti, and the question I have for you is, there are three very important elements that keep us happy and full of love in life: air, water, and food. And we have a very special guest here today who can share his wisdom about all three and much more. I want to welcome our revered guest, Kashi,
Namaste.
who's come all the way from India to be here. You know, air, water, and food are so vital. Without any one of them, we wouldn't be who we are. Tell me your views on air and indeed the effect it can have on our well-being, our physiology, our emotions, our mental conditions, and all this.
Yeah. If we look at our life, when life starts, it starts with air. And the day it ends with air. The first act of life we breathe in, and the last act of life we breathe out. And if there's one thing that we do all the time, throughout our whole life, it's breathing. Everything else comes and goes. The clothes we wear change, the food we eat changes, our height changes, our weight changes. So many things change. The skin changes, our whole body changes. Yet the breath is something that's constant in our life. That's like the basis of our life. And
But our breath also changes, yes?
yeah, of course, there is a change in the rhythm of the breath. But the fact that we're breathing is something that makes us alive. And that defines what we are in a certain sense. In fact, when we're feeling differently, our breath changes. When I'm excited, inhalation is more. If I'm really sad, upset, exhalation is more. So in that sense, there's a deep link between what we are, how we feel, and the patterns in the breath. And so in that sense, I feel that breath is something, the air is something that's so important to what we are, which really defines what we are.
Yes, I think air is the most important of the energy forces to keep us who we are. You know, everything in life is our at least going up and down, is our mental condition, our psychology, what our emotional condition. Indeed, the breath or the air, what is the effect it has on, first we can talk about our psychology.
In Sanskrit, along with air, the prana is associated.
Prana.
And the word prana itself means life, the electricity that keeps life going. Just like a bulb without electricity doesn't light up.
Right.
In the same way, life without prana is no use. So even though we call it air, there is a subtle energy to it that is much beyond, that really makes our life tick, that makes each of our cells alive. And so at a very mundane level, of course, the air that we are breathing, oxygen, all that is there. Yet there is also a quality to air. You go to some places, you feel, wow, this is so refreshing. And in some other places, it feels, oh, this is not so. There are vibes. You start feeling different with different people in different houses. So along with air, it has a definite impact on not only our physical being, but also our mental and emotional well-being, as you were saying.
So, can we indeed enhance the air? How can we condition the air to have a positive influence, or maybe not such a good influence? I know if we in a room and we go and breathe smoke, you know, or some toxic things, the air has not a good effect, you know.
Yes.
And then if we get in a beautiful room with crystal clear air where it's wonderful, where we appreciate the breathing, we feel totally different.
Absolutely.
So I wanted you to discuss with me a bit about this question after we take a break, all right?
Sure.
Okay. I am your host, Chapatti. We'll be right back. This is Food with Life with our special guest, Kashi. Stay with us, please.